Hi, it's Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com, and it is Saturday, April 6, 2019, here with your free live show. Of course, we are live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our best bets always over at SportsChatExperts.com, as well as PicksandParlays.net. You can use that code HOOPS15, get 15% off all of your purchases today at SportsChatExperts, as well as PicksandParlays.net. We got NCAA Final Four. It just seems like at this point, man, it seems like they played so long ago. It's almost like they lost. It happens every year, right? Because it's like we're used to basketball. They kind of overloaded with us the whole month of March, especially, it starts right out of the gate, and then it just keeps going. And then by the time you get to the Final Four, it's like now there's been this big break. And so you're kind of like, oh, well, just maybe not a little less excited about it. But of course, we got two really good games. And I think, we'll go over both of them here. I have my side plays at SportsChatExperts.com and PicksandParlays.net, so you can get those there. We'll just do the totals on this show. I think both these games are going to be about pace. Anyways, welcome to everyone who's joining us for the first time. Welcome to everyone that joins us every day. Of course, we're here every day, right around this time, right around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The easiest place to watch us is at YouTube Live. I used to think it was at Facebook, but I honestly think it's at YouTube. Just, you can get those notifications, which make life a lot easier. Of course, we do free picks on this show every single day. The more sports, the more games, the more picks we generally give out. Of course, my best bet's over at SportsChatExperts.com each and every day. Yesterday in the NBA, it was terrible. This is the worst time of year for NBA. It's weird because in the premium area, I was just going to give one pick, and now it's the game that won, So, it happens, but baseball's still rocking and rolling right along. I started the season horrible in baseball. We've gotten to the plus side in the premium area. Of course, we've given out tons of winners on this show. Still giving out t-shirts. We took a break on giving out the free shirts to everybody. We just had to. We were pretty much out of shirts almost. We have like about 50 left, and we're just giving those to premium members and people in Sports Chat Experts for this week, and then after that we'll go back and give them out. So I know we're out of mediums. We have very few larges, extra larges, 2X and 3Xs. Just have to decide what we're going to do next. Looking for a piece of paper to write down my picks on. Because if people show up late, hey, what were the picks? So we recap every day. Well, anyways, lots of action to choose from. Hopefully you guys are off to a great day. Yeah, I certainly can't send shirts through YouTube. YouTube doesn't have a way for me to notify people about shirts or anything at all, so everything's done through our Facebook group. But hopefully you guys are having a great day. Like I said, and we'll have plenty of free picks for you today. Of course, if you want a t-shirt, go right now just to premium members and people that have made purchases of $100 or more at SportsChatExperts.com. So if you've done that, you can email me, Mitch at SportsChatPlace.com. But like I said, we have free picks for you. And I think we gave everybody a chance to win shirts. Super easy, too. Super, super easy. Anyways, like I said, let's just get right into today's action. Let's head to the Final Four. First game, we have Auburn against Virginia. The total in this one is set at 132, and Virginia favored by 6 points. I think pace is going to have a lot to do with, with all these games. Auburn just 8-2 in their last 10 games. Virginia 8-2 against the number. Virginia 6-4 against the number in the last 10 games. Meanwhile, Auburn 10-0 in their last 10. Virginia 9-1. So Auburn coming in just absolutely steaming red hot. And Virginia, well, they got revenge on their mind. They lost that game to Florida State by 10 points, but Florida State had a lot of different challenges that Auburn can't really present for them. I think we are going to see some defense in this game, but I think this total is just a little to the low side. I like the over 132 in Auburn, Virginia. And that'll be my first pick for today's show. Of course, we do free picks every single day. Our best bets over at sportschatexperts.com as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium and Premium Plus, and picksandparlays.net. We have free picks on every single game, every single day. Sportschatplace.com as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium Plus, and picksandparlays.net. Of course, free picks. That's what we do here as well. For the second pick of today's show, I'm going to go to the consensus report and just see who the consensus has on the total in the Michigan State-Texas Tech game. Let's do it that way. Of course, the consensus report is our lowest price item at sportschatexperts.com. It's the lowest price item, but it's certainly not short on value. We got 6 cappers on the under and 1 on the over. So we'll go with the under in Michigan State, Texas Tech. I think both these games should be somewhat entertaining. I think this one is extremely entertaining because you have two teams that are pretty much exactly the same. Styles make fights, and that's what makes handicapping these tournament games so hard. The total now is 132 also, so it's under 132. But, styles make fights, and I think that's what makes the NCAA tournament so special is that you always have different styles. And, teams playing against teams that they never play against before. But this is one of those games where you have two teams that play the exact same style. They're their version of each other. Just who's the better version. Anyways. Move my camera over a bit. Anyways, free picks every single game, every single day at sportschatplace.com. Our best bets over at Sports Chat Experts. I have no premium picks on NBA, so that gives us a little room to do it here. Special thanks to Adam who sent me some cookies. Gonna have to eat those very slowly because definitely trying to take off the weight from 2 weeks in Vegas. Trying to get back in shape. But it always happens. I think I'm like Oprah in that respect. So I just go up and down. I love to eat. But I don't like being heavy, so it's the catch-22. Anyways, of course, if you're watching the show, if you could hit the thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Yeah, if you have a pick, like Takia Jefferson does, if you have a pick, the place to put those, always in the Facebook group. That's what the Facebook group is there for you to put your picks, your opinions. That's why we do it. You could share with almost over 9,000 people active people. We have a super active group on Facebook. Everyone giving their picks. We have polls, we have opinions, all sorts of stuff going on in there. And that's the place. If you have picks, that's the place to put it. Let's go to the NBA. We got the Bucks taking on the Nets. The line in this one dropped from 8.5 to 6.5 with the Bucks favored. Just 2 games in the NBA. They don't want to go up against the Final Four, even though it's their last week of the season. It's college basketball and NBA kind of have this weird relationship, right? It's like they kind of like play into each other. I don't know why they do it. I mean, Major League Baseball said, I don't care. They're putting games up against the Final Four. No problem. But anyways, this line is dropping. And usually what that means is guys are out, but I can't see any news on that. Take a quick look at the standings, though. And the Nets, 39-40. They're tied for the 7th, 8th spot in the playoff standings. And they're just a game out of the 6th spot. So this is a pretty big game for them. Meanwhile, the Bucks, they got a 3.5 game lead. They have pretty much clinched the best overall record in the NBA. They've clinched the conference and basically are just positioned. They pretty much have clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs at this point. So they don't have a ton to play for, but they've still been playing really hard. I don't know, man. I think you got to take the Nets here and the points. Just a lot to play for. I know these teams yesterday, the ones that had a ton to play for, they didn't even show up, right? So who knows? But we'll take the Nets. I don't love these NBA games, and that's why they're not premium picks today. Anyways, use the code HOOPS15. Get 15% off all of your purchases today at sportschatexperts.com as well as picksandparlays.net. We got the Sixers minus 9.5 against the Bulls in NBA. Man, I hate the Sixers. And this is a team that they just never seem to come through. And they're just a game ahead now of the Celtics for that 3 spot. These teams were battling 4 and 5, but the way the Pistons have been playing, kind of just free fell from that spot. And, the Pacers too. The Pacers just 3 and 7 in the last 10. Weird that these teams in the Eastern Conference playoff race, when you look at this, 3 of them are 3 and 7 in their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Sixers 5 and 5 in their last 10. I don't love the Sixers, that's for sure. This is a team that this team's lazy. The Bulls, of course, just outmanned in most of their games. They've lost. They're coming off of a win. They're 3 and 7 in their last 10 games. This one is just such a tough call. The Bulls 13 and 26 are 9 and 30 at home this season, and 13 and 27 on the road. Meanwhile, the Sixers just 19 and 20 straight up on the road. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Bulls at home plus 9.5. I don't really have much of a. I don't feel too strongly one way or another in that one. But anyways, we do free picks every single game, every single day at sportschatplace.com and at picksandparlays.net underneath the free picks tab. Of course, our best bets always over at sportschatexperts.com as well as picksandparlays.net. You can use this code HOOPS15 and get 15% off all of your purchases today at Sports Chat Experts and picksandparlays.net. Last week we talked about some person that hammered me on Sunday for some multiple picks that I had, and I was really only 3 or 5 on the day. And I'll tell you what, that's the last losing day I've had. If you guys look at the standings at Picks and Parlays or Sports Chat Experts, I'm right there at the top. I generally don't sit there and pat my back about this stuff, and I'm certainly not patting my back about it. I'm just saying that the person that hammered me is an asshole. It's like, just an idiot. Anyways, we'll keep it rolling. Move to Major League Baseball. All 30 teams in action today. I thought it was weird that yesterday there was only 12 games on Friday. It's like, that's probably the only time this season that we'll see that a day on a Friday where not every team is in action. Of course, if you're watching our show, you can hit the thumbs up or the like button, depending on where you're at. It's greatly appreciated. Matt Moore was on fire last time. Nearly, he had a no-hitter going against the Blue Jays. And the Tigers ended up winning that game anyway, but of course the bullpen, allowed a bunch of runs, and the Blue Jays had their chances. I believe it went to extras, or it came close. All I know is that I had the over, and he had a no-hitter going, so it was bad news. That was no bueno. That was on Sunday. That was the day I got that email from that woman complaining about my premium picks, which were up, which I went like 70% for the week. No idea. But anyways, George Lopez on the mound, not the comedian. Nothing funny about him. Last time out against the White Sox at home, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts, 2 long balls, 82 pitches. I don't know. I don't think Matt Moore is going to be as good as what he was the first time out, but I'll take the Tigers here minus the 132 to start the day. That's our 5th pick for today's show. Of course, we do free picks here every single day. Our best bet's always over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as picksandparlays.net. We got the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Giants. Ryan Stanek on the mound, and you know what that means. This is a bullpen game for the Rays. Remember the old bullpen game? It's been a year. But the Rays, they love the bullpen game where it's just a different pitcher every inning. So Ryan Stanek, it doesn't really matter what his numbers are. He's only pitching 1 inning. Meanwhile, the Giants just look to be struggling. They have some decisions to make. Think that they're going to have a really, really big decision with Madison Bumgarner in over the next couple of months. And he's the name we're going to hear. Because the Giants are going to struggle. I like the Giants. If I had to pick, I know a lot of people, they have a second favorite team, a third favorite team, all that stuff. I never really do. I always have a favorite team in every sport, and I just live with it. The White Sox are my baseball team, and, I live with it. But if I had a second favorite team in baseball, it would be the Giants. And they stink this year. And the thing is, Bumgarner is the guy that, he's in a contract year, so they have to decide if they're going to sign him next year, or are they going to rebuild, which they should do, and go for a bunch of prospects? And I think they're gonna. So we're going to hear Bumgarner's name circle around a lot. I'm going to think the White Sox are going to go for him. Actually, my favorite team is going to go after him. I really believe so, because I believe that they have the young players that everybody wants. They robbed the Red Sox in the Chris Sale trade, and they robbed the Cubs in that Quintana trade, as we saw yesterday. Quintana, he garbage, right? Oh, man. Joe Madden is, we could pick out any specific player or area of the Cubs, like Chris Bryant, garbage, strikeout king, right? And, Cubs pitching. The Brewers mascot, from going down that slide so many times, I thought he was going to rip a hole in his pants, right? He went down the slide so many times with all those home runs. I don't know. Joe Madden, he garbage, man. He garbage. He's terrible. I texted my friend in Chicago right before the first blast, and you could tell that Quintana was going to give up a home run. His body language was there, the way he was pitching. And I texted my friend. I said, "Do you think Joe Madden's going to get fired after this pitch?" And he said, "Could be." Quintana throws the pitch, it's a home run, and then, of course, you give back-to-back homers. That's all on Madden, if I could see it on TV, then why can't he see it from the dugout? That's what I got to say. Anyways, not sure how we got sidetracked onto that, but I think we just started talking about who's garbage. And, of course, the Cubs haven't played at home yet either. So you have to remember that. They've not had a home game so far this season. They've been on the road the whole time, and same as the Red Sox. And they're just getting bludgeoned. It's like they're starting the season way in the hole, Luckily for the Red Sox, the Yankees only have 3 wins. You know, they're only a game ahead of them in the standings. You know, no one in the American League East really tearing it up. And, you know, the Orioles are 4-3. It's like, but in the Central, where the Cubs are dying, the Brewers are 7-1. The Cardinals look to be pretty tough, even though they're 3-4. You know, the Cubs are the team that's in a lot more trouble than the Red Sox right now. A lot more trouble, because 1-6 against 7-1, that is bad news. That is, I mean, Joe Madden, you garbage. Anyways, let's take the White Sox here. Giolito, here's a guy that last season couldn't even find the plate. Last time out, he was lights out against Kansas City. They said he went and did mental work. He did mental work. Yes, Mitch does have the new catchphrase. I think the whole group has the catchphrase. I think we're going to... Oh, no, we use it all the time. We use it all the time. I mean, that's his... we love it. I believe it was Jeff that gave us that one. He's the one that said that I was garbage. Which, I'll tell you what, admittedly, some days my picks, like yesterday, like the NBA picks that I gave out on the show, I can't find the thing, but they all lost, right? It's like we're at that week of the NBA season where it's like, it's the last week of the season. It's like betting the final week of the NFL season, you know? Like with the teams that are in the playoffs already. It's like, oh man, you cannot do it. But anyways, I like the way Giolito's pitching. Mike Leake, this guy, here's a weird thing. You know, I like the White Sox yesterday. I didn't give it out on the show. I bet it. And I didn't give it out as a premium pick either. But the White Sox own the Mariners. You know, the White Sox have like 2 perfect games in recent memory in the last 10 years. Both of them are against the Mariners. It's like they own the Mariners. Certain teams own other teams. The Mariners own the Yankees. The A's own the Red Sox. The White Sox own the Mariners. I'm taking the White Sox in this one. Anyways. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. It takes you about half a second. Helps us a ton. Who do you think the Niners draft at number 2? I don't know. It depends who goes number 1. That's for sure. If Nick Bosa goes at number 1, then I don't know who the Niners take. I think the Niners are an organization that's absolutely lost. John Lynch is just an idiot. He's garbage. He stinks. I mean, the Niners' expectations last year were so high. And, you know, just because your quarterback goes down shouldn't mean your whole season is over. I mean, the Dolphins, their quarterback went down, 3 years in a row. They still did better than the Niners did last year, drafting 2nd overall. I mean, look at his draft picks and the performance of them over recent years. Garbage, man. It's terrible. John Lynch, this is probably his last year in San Francisco. If this team doesn't perform, he's got to be on his way out. I'm going to say that they probably go with Bosa if he's available. But here's a guy's injury problem. His brother was an injury problem. His father was an injury problem. Here's a family of injuries, the Bosas. These guys are injured more than they play. His father, John Bosa, was a first-round draft pick of the Miami Dolphins, played in 2 games in his entire career. His brother, drafted by the San Diego Chargers, injured all the time. Of course, Bosa, he missed most of the season last year at Ohio State and quit on his teammates. Yeah, great, Eddie. We recap at the end. We don't stop the show. You can see how many people are watching for one person. Plus, we're across 7 other channels. Okay. Jason doesn't want to be on our show anymore. We'll see ya. Jesus Christ, man. Jerk. Yeah, I always recap all of them at the end of the show. I recap every pick at the end of the show. Anyways, let's get to another pick. I kind of like the Cardinals to bounce back here against the Padres. Michael Wacha looked decent in his last time out. He obviously hasn't become the player that the Cardinals were hoping he was going to be, like the next Chris Carpenter or Adam Wainwright. He hasn't quite achieved that level. But I'll tell you what, he's good enough here. The Cardinals lost their home opener. I think they bounced back in this one. I'm going to take the Cardinals minus 125. We've given out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've given out 7 picks. Of course, our best bet's always over at sportschatexperts.com as well as picksandparlays.net. You can use the discount code HOOPS15. Get 15% off. See if anyone else has generic questions here. I already gave out my take on the NCAA. If you show up on time and watch the replay, you can see it. We did that first. Man, is that annoying. It's like, I showed up late, so why don't we just inconvenience everybody? Screw everyone else. It's all about me. I mean, serious, man. Yeah, my picks on the sides are in sportschatexperts.com and picksandparlays.net, sportschatplace.com, premium plus. The picks on the total. The picks on the total are, I gave out already. Yeah, you came in late. We recap everything at the end. I mean, sign up for the notifications. Anyways, I took the over 132 in Auburn, Virginia, under 132 Michigan State, Texas Tech. The Nets plus 6.5, the Bulls plus 9.5, the Tigers minus 132, Chicago White Sox plus 105, Cardinals minus 125. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Be sure to use that code HOOPS15. Get my best bets today. Have a great day. Email. We have a contact form on the site. There's a contact form. It says contact us.